inspirational queer figure is Margaret Cho, who's a comedian who broke a lot of barriers like in the 90s, which is a huge deal. Like sex in the 90s was becoming, you know, a little more mainstream at that point, and she was one of the first. And being Asian American is really important for me too, because you don't have a lot openly queer Asian American representation, or just in the media in general. And for her to kind of come out specifically queer or like pansexual, I think is kind of the orientation that's applied to her. I relate to that a lot.
In 1997, Ellen DeGeneres came out twice. Once as herself on The Oprah Winfrey Show, and then as her character Ellen Morgan on her hit sitcom. For Ellen to come out in 1997 at that time was a really big deal. A lot of people thought it would ruin her career. It eventually led to the cancellation of her TV series, and she became the most famous gay woman in America when she was on the cover of Time magazine with the title, "Yep, I'm Gay." Now, Ellen has been embraced as a comedian, a host, an activist, an actress, and America's favorite lesbian.
Hot pink for sex, red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, green for nature, turquoise for art, indigo for harmony, violet for spirit. Representing the diversity of our LGBT community, these were the colors of our first rainbow flag, which Gilbert Baker held up at San Francisco Pride in 1978. The rainbow, magical, natural, joyful, couldn't represent our friends more accurately.
Bayard Rustin was a civil rights organizer and a key advisor to Martin Luther King Jr. He introduced Dr. King to the nonviolent principles of Gandhi and tactics of civil disobedience. He also organized the March on Washington. Despite his crucial role, he was ultimately pushed out of leadership because he was openly gay. In face of relentless threats and attacks, he remained committed to fighting for economic and racial justice and positioning gay rights within the fight. The personal sacrifices he made and his commitment to focus on the intersection of different forms of oppression was not only brave, but also ahead of the times.
One would be remiss in discussing queer resistance marches without mentioning the bisexual mother of pride, Brenda Howard. Born in 1946, she was an anti-Vietnam War activist and feminist LGBT icon. She participated in the very first Stonewall riots, and 1 year later organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March.
Divine has been a really big influence on my life. I relate to her because she was a scary, fat, loud, trashy, foul-mouthed, queer gender bender who wore excessive makeup and the tackiest clothes. All the same things I had always been made to feel were wrong with me. But she celebrated these qualities and made them sexy. She commanded respect from her audiences. She was a total weirdo who turned herself into a star, and she forever changed the face of drag. She's a constant source of inspiration for me to be my truest self.